our show, I'd like to remind you that there is no eating or drinking inside the auditorium. You may do so in the lobby during intermission. There will be a single intermission of 15 minutes. And by the way, we are offering 50-50 raffle tickets at intermission. You can purchase these tickets, and the pot is split half to the house and half to the winner. It is $1 per ticket or $15 for $10. After the end of the first act, the house will remain dark for a few minutes so that our cast can get back to their dressing rooms. In the event of an emergency, please exit orderly through the doors in the back marked exit. There are also exit doors to the outside on both sides of the stage. Unfortunately, you will be standing in line behind the cast and crew and orchestra. We also ask, of course, that you silence your phones and refrain from taking any flash photography, as it does scare ghosts. We hope you enjoy the show, and may the fourth be with you.
a set of false teeth for pretty little Ruth Rowbottom, and a pound of snuff for the poor orphan girl on the hill.
Ah, Rose, pity that so much goodness should not help to make some young fellow happy for life. Rose, why dost thou harden that little heart of thine? Is there none hereabout whom thou couldst love?
And if there were such a one, verily it would ill become me to tell him so.
Nay, dear one, where true love is, there is little need for prim formality.
Hush, dear aunt, for thy words pain me sorely. Hung in a plated dish cover to the knock of the workhouse door, with naught that I could call mine own, save for a change of baby linen and a book of etiquette. Little wonder if I have always regarded that work as a voice from a parent's tomb. This hollowed volume, composed, if I may believe the title page, by no less an authority than the wife of the Lord Mayor, has been through life my guide and monitor. By its solemn precepts, I have learned to test the moral worth of all who approach me. The man who bites his bread or eats peas with a knife, I look upon as a lost creature, and those who have not acquired the proper way of entering and leaving a room are the object of my pitying horror. There are those in this village who bite their nails, dear aunt, and nearly all are wont to use their pocket combs in public places. In truth, I could pursue this painful theme much further, but behold, I have set it up.
But is there not one among them who is faultless in thine eyes? For example, young Robin. He compares the manners of a Marquis with the morals of a Methodist. Couldst thou not love him?
And even if I could, how should I confess it unto him? For lo, he is shy and saith not.
Thank you. My younger brother Despard, believing me to be dead, succeeded to the title and its attendant curse. For 20 years, I have been dead and buried. Don't dig me up now.
Dear master, it shall be as you wish, for have I not sworn to obey you forever in all things? Yet, as we are here alone, and as I belong to that particular description of good old man saying the truth is a refreshing novelty, sound familiar? Let me call you by your own right title once more. So, Ruthven Murgatroyd, Baronet of Ruddigore. Ha! It's like 8 hours at the seaside.
My poor old friend, would there were more like you.
But there were indeed. But I bring you glad tidings. Your foster brother Richard has returned from sea. His ship, the Tom Kit, lies yonder at anchor, and he himself is even now in this very village.
My beloved foster brother? No, it cannot be.
It is even so, and see, he comes this way.
My beloved foster brother and very dearest friend. Welcome home again after 10 long years at sea. It is such deeds as yours that cause our flag to be loved and dreaded throughout the civilized world.
Why, Lord love you, Rob, that's but a trifle to what we have done in the way of sparing life. I believe I may say, without exaggeration, that the merciful little Tom Tit has spared more French frigates than any craft afloat. But tain't for a British seaman to brag, so I'll just stow me Joe and tackle and belay. But fast heaving, messmate. What's brought you all a cup, Bill?
Alas, Dick, I love Rose Maybud, and love in vain.
You love in vain? Why, that's too good. Why, you're a fine, strapping, muscular young man. Strong and tall as a topgallant mast, taut as a forestay. Aye, and a baronet to boot, if all had their rights.
Hush, Richard, not a word about my true rank, which none here suspect. Yes, I know well enough that few men are better calculated to win a woman's heart than I. I'm a fine fellow, Dick, and worthy any woman's love. Happy the girl who gets me, say I. But I'm timid, Dick, shy, nervous, modest, retiring, diffident, and I cannot tell her, Dick. I cannot tell her. You've no idea what a poor opinion I have of myself, and how little I deserve it.
Robin, do you call to mind how, years ago, we swore that come what might, we would always act on our heart's dictates?
I think, and I've always kept that oath. In doubt, difficulty, and danger, I've always asked my heart what I should do, and it has never failed me.
Right. Let your heart be your compass, and with a clear conscience as a binnacle light, you'll sail 10 knots on a bowline, clear of shoals, rocks, and quicksands. Now, what does my heart say in this here difficult situation? Why, it says, Dick. It says, it calls me Dick because it's known me from a babby. It says, Dick, you ain't shy, you ain't modest. Speak you up for him as is. Robin, me lad, you lay me alongside, and when she's becalmed under my lee, I'll spin you a yarn that'll serve to fish you two together for life.
Will you do this thing for me? Can you? Do you think? Yes, there's no false modesty about you. You're what I would call bumptious self-assertiveness, and I mean the expression in its complimentary sense, has already made you a bosun's mate, and it'll make an admiral of you in time if you work it properly, you dear incompetent old impostor. My dear fellow, I'd give my right arm for 1/10 of your modest assurance. My boy, you may take it from me, that of all the afflictions and curse, with which a man settled in heaven and now diffident nature's the worst. The cleverest never can be, a crichton of very romance. You are stirred and stumbled to blow your trouble, trust me, you haven't the chance. If you wish the world to advance, your mental health to enhance, you must stir and stumble to blow your trouble, trust me, you haven't the chance. Now take, for example, my case. I have a bright intellectual brain. In all undertaking, there's no one so witty I can't so again and again. I have a highly intelligent face. My features cannot be denied. But whenever I try so, I fail and wiser.
Shiver me timbers, I haven't a clue.
I modesty personified. If you wish the world to advance, your merits are bound to advance. You must learn and stop it to learn and trouble and trust me, I have a chance. As a poet and tender and quaint, I'm passionate, fervent, and grace. From Maybud and Holmes to Swinburne and Morris, they all undertake about grace. That I sing like paint, like paint. They're now accomplished design. To say so much reason, you ask me the reason.
Codswallop,
Just
understand.
Oh, sir, belay, beseech you.
You see, it's like this. The moment I see her, and just as I was going to mention your name, my heart got up and says, Dick, you fell in love with her yourself. It says, be honest and sailor-like. Never skulk under false colors. Speak up. It says, take her, you dog, and with her my blessing.
Will you be quiet? Go away, vulgar girls.
My lad, my heart grieves for thee. But heart grieves for thee.
Of course, no doubt, it's quite right. I don't mind. That is, not particularly. Only it is disappointing, you know.
Oh, but sir, I knew not that thou didst seek me in wedlock, or in the very truth I should not have hearkened unto this man. For he is but a lowly mariner, and very poor withal. Whereas thou art a tiller of the land, and thou hast fat oxen, and many sheep and swine, a considerable dairy farm, and much corn and oil.
That's true, my lass, but it's done now, ain't it, Rob?
Still, it may be that I should not be happy in thy love. I am passing young and little able to judge. Moreover, as to thy character, I know not.
Nay, Rose, I'll answer for that. Dick has won thy love fairly. Broken-hearted as I am, I'll stand up for Dick through thick and thin.
Thank you, messmate. That's well said. That's spoken honest. Thank you, Rob.
Yet methinks I have heard that sailors are but worldly men and little prone to lead serious and thoughtful lives.
And what then? Admit that Dick is not a steady character, and that when he's excited he uses language that would make your hair curl. Grant that he does, it's the truth, and I won't deny it. But look at his good qualities. He's as nimble as a pony, and his hornpipe is the talk of the fleet.
Thank you, Rob. That's well spoken. Thank you, Rob.
But it may be that he drinketh strong waters which do bemuse a man and make him even as the wild beasts of the desert.
Well, suppose he does, and I did say he don't. For rum's his bane and never has been. He does drink, I won't deny it. But what of that? Look at his arms, tattooed to the shoulders. No, I won't hear a word against Dick.
But they say that mariners are rarely true to those whom they profess to love.
Granted. And I don't say that Dick isn't as bad as any of them. You are, you know you are, you dog. A dumb little fellow, a regular out-and-out Lothario. But what then? You can't have everything. And a better hand at turning in a dead-eye to walk the deck. And what an accomplishment that is in a family man. No, not a word against Dick. I'll stick up for him through thick and thin.
Thank you, Rob. You're a true friend. Thank you, Rob. I've acted according to my heart's dictates, and such orders as them no man should disobey. Sing the message of mine, what should be you kind, with some seed and favorite pine, with something more to surely find. My heart says to this maiden strike, she's captured you, she's just the sort of girl you like. You know you do. If honor and her heart should gain, I shall resign. That's what it says to me quite plain. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
My God says you've a prosperous lot. With acres white, you mean to settle all you've got. Upon your pride, it don't pretend to shake my hands. By word or sign, it merely states the simple facts. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
Everything since my heart's a flight. It now says black, it then says left, it now says right. Heart's often tap. I must know its latest strain. You tell me so. What should it change its mind and be? I'll let you know.
Merrily whistles the clock, scratching a plot. But the lock and the clock, I remark, comfort me not. Over the ripening peach was as the bee, crash on the billowing beach comes the sea, but the peach and the beach they reach, nothing to me. And why doth Madge, crazy Margaret, poor Peggy. Yes, very, but why, mystery, don't call, shh. Oh, crime, 'tis only that I'm love lonely. That's all.
tired of being admired by ladies of gentle degree, with flattery, sated, high-flown, and inflated. Away from the city we flee, from Charleston to Muro to grittiness rural. The sudden transition is simply illusion. Come Amaryllis, come Chloe and Phyllis, your slaves for the moment are we. Your slaves for the moment, your slaves are we.
The sounds of the tillage to grow in this village of people of lonely degree. The honest and active and most unattractive and awkward as awkward can be. They're housing out hoppers and dancers and choppers and shepherds and flowers and drummers and cappers, hedgers and reapers and carters and keepers, but never a lover for me. But never a lover for me.
They come Amaryllis, come Chloe and Phyllis. When the tired of being admired by ladies of gentle degree, with flattery, sated, high-flown, and inflated. Away from the city we flee, from Charleston to Muro to grittiness rural. The sudden transition is simply illusion. Come Amaryllis, come Chloe and Phyllis, your slaves for the moment are we. Your slaves for the moment, your slaves are
Oh, why am I moody and sad?
Confess.
And why am I guiltily mad?
Confess.
Because I am thoroughly bad.
Oh, yes.
You'll see it at once on my face. Oh, why am I husky and hoarse?
Oh, why?
It's the workings of conscience, of course.
Why?
And huskiness leads to remorse.
Oh, why?
At least it does so in my case. When in crime one is fully employed,
Like you.
your expression gets warped and destroyed.
Like you.
It's a penalty none can avoid.
How true.
I once was a nice-looking youth, but like stone from a strong catapult,
Oh, that's right.
I rushed at my terrible colt,
That's right.
and see the unpleasant result.
That's right.
Indeed, I am telling the truth. Oh, innocent happy little boy,
That's me.
if I had been virtuous on shore,
Like me.
I'd be as nice looking as you're.
Maybe.
You're very nice looking indeed. Oh, innocence, listen in time. Avoid the existence of crime.
Just so.
Or you'll be as ugly as I.
No.
And now, if you please, we'll proceed. Poor children, how they loathe me. Me, whose hands are certainly steeped in infamy, but whose heart is as the heart of a little child. Ha! But what does a bad baronet to do when an entire picture gallery of ancestors step down from their frames and threaten him with excruciating death if he hesitate to commit his daily crime? Oh, but I am even with them. I did my crime over first thing in the morning, and then, for the rest of the day, I do good, I do good, I do good. 2 days hence, I stole a child and built an orphan asylum. Yesterday, I robbed a bank and endowed a bishopric. Today, I carry off Rome's Maybud and atone with the cathedral. Ah, bitterly revenged upon them. I shall give them all to the nation, and nobody will ever look upon their faces again.
Asking your honor's pardon, but...
Observed, and by a mariner.
Your honor...
What will you with me, fellow?
Your honor, I'm a poor man-o'-war's man, becalmed in the doldrum.
I don't know them.
And I make so bold as to ask your honor's advice. Does your honor know what it is to have a heart?
My honor knows what it is to have a complete apparatus for conducting the blood through the veins and arteries of the human body.
Aye, but has your honor a heart that ups and looks you in the face and gives you quarterdeck orders that it's life and death to disobey?
I don't have a heart of that description, but I have a picture gallery that presumes to take that liberty.
Well, your honor, it's like this. Your honor had an elder brother.
It had.
Who should have inherited your title, and with it, its curse.
Aye, but he died.
He-
Ribbon!
He didn't.
He did not.
He didn't. On the contrary, he lives in this here very village under the name of Robin Oakapple, and he's a-going to marry Rose Maybud this very day.
Ruthven alive and going to marry Rose Maybud. Can this be possible?
Well, your honor, the question I was going to ask your honor is, ought I to tell your honor this?
I don't know. It's a delicate point. I think you ought. Mind you, I'm not sure, but I think so.
Right. That's what my heart says. It says Dick. It calls me Dick because it's entitled to take that liberty. It says, Dick, that there girl would recoil if she knowed what you really were. Ought you to stand off and on and never fire a shot across her bows to bring her to? No, it says, you did not ought, and I won't ought accord.
So, you feel at liberty to tell me that my older brother lives, that I may charge him with his cruel deceit, and transfer to his shoulders the hideous thraldom under which I have labored all these years? Ha 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 ha! Free! Free at last! Free to lead a blameless life, and to die beloved and regretted by all who knew me.
You understand?
I think I do. With vigor unshaked, the steps are being taken. It's neatly planned.
I think so too. I readily bet it, you'll never regret it.
For duty must be done. Rule applies to everyone. And painful though the duty be, to shirk the task for fiddly-dee. To shirk the task for fiddly-dee. To shirk the task. To shirk the task for fiddly-dee. The bridegroom comes.
Likewise, the bride remains are very elated and merry. They are her chums.
To lash the pride were almost a pity, the pretty committee. But duty must be done. The rule applies to everyone. And painful though the duty be, to shirk the task for fiddly-dee. To shirk the task for fiddly-dee. To shirk the task. To shirk the task for fiddly-dee. his rightful title I have long enjoyed. I claim him as a riven bird at Troy.
to the greatest villain unhung. Now, sir, to business. What crime do you propose to commit today?
Should I know? As my confidential advisor, it is your duty to suggest something.
Sir, I loathe that I do a leading, but a good old man's oath is paramount and I obey. Richard Dauntless is here today with pretty Rose Maybud to ask your consent to their marriage. Poison their beer?
No, not that. I know I'm a bad Bart, but I'm not as bad as Bart is all bad.
Well, there you are, you see. It's no use my making suggestions if you don't adopt them.
How would it be, do you think, were I to lure him here with cunning wile, bind him with good stamped rope to yonder post, and then, by making hideous faces at him, curl the hot blood in his arteries, and freeze the very marrow in his bones? How say you, Adam, is not the scheme well planned?
It would be simply rude, nothing more. But so they come.
Happily coupled are we, you see. I am a jolly Jacqueline, my God, and you are the fairest, the richest, and rarest, and innocent lass that you are, my God. Of innocent lass that you are, that I am clear and gay and sail, all the life that you receive with me, and as her red weather would play together, and you should creep under my knee, and you should creep under my knee, when you are such a smart girl.
If he be not yourself, if the next death
mine. Alas, poor ghost, the pity you express for nothing knows. We spectres are a jollier crew than you perhaps suppose. We spectres are a jollier crew than you. And the bat in the moonlight flies, and inky clouds, like funeral shrouds, sail over the midnight skies. When footpads wail and the night birds wail, and black dogs bay at the moon, then is the spectre's holy day, then is the ghost I knew. Ha-ha! Oh, then is the ghost I knew. I know. When is the ghost I knew? As the song of breeze sweeps through the trees, and the mist lie low on the fens, from making stones there gather the bones that once were women and men, and away they go with a monk and go to the revel that ends too soon. For cock-crow limits our holy day, the dead of the night's high noon. Ha-ha! The dead of the night's high noon. Ha-ha! I know. The dead of the night's high noon. And then each goes with his lady clothes to the churchyard beds take flight, with her kisper hats on her lantern traps, with a grisly grin good night, till the welcome knell of the midnight bell rings forth its jolliest tune, and ushers in our next high holy day, the dead of the night's high noon. The dead of the night's high noon. I know. The dead of the night's high noon. I recognize you now. The picture that hangs at the end of the gallery. In a bad light, I am. Are you considered a good likeness? Pretty well, flattering. Because, as a work of art, you are poor. I may be crude in color, but I've only been painting 10 years. In a couple of centuries, I shall be an old master. And you will be sorry you spoke lightly of me. And may I ask why you have left your frames? It is our duty to see that our successors commit their daily crimes in a conscientious and workmanlike fashion. It is our duty to remind you that you are evading the conditions under which you are permitted to exist. Really, I don't know what you have. I've only been a bad baronet a week, and I've committed a crime punctually every day. Let us inquire into this. Monday. Monday was a bank holiday. True. Tuesday. On Tuesday, I made a false income tax return. That's nothing at all.
Everybody does that. Expected of you.
Wednesday. On Wednesday, I forged a will. Whose will? My own. My good sir, you cannot forge your own will. Can't I, though? I like that. I do. Besides, if a man can't forge his own will, whose will can he forge? There's something in that. Yes, it seems possible.
At first sight it does. Fallacy somewhere, I fancy.
A man can do what he likes with his own. I suppose he can. Well, then he can forge his own will, stupid. On Thursday, I shot a fox.
Here! That's better. Pass the fox, I think. Yes, pass the fox. Friday!
On Friday, I forged a check.
Whose check?
Old Adams.
But old Adam hasn't a banker.
I didn't say I forged his banker. I said I forged his check. On Saturday, I disinherited my only son.
But you haven't got a son!
No, not yet. I disinherited him in advance to save time. You see, by this arrangement, he'll be born already disinherited.
But I don't think you can do that.
My good sir, if I can't disinherit my own unborn son, whose unborn son can I disinherit?
No! These arguments seem very well, but I cannot help thinking that if they were reduced to syllogistic form, that they would not hold water. Now, quite understand us. We are foggy, but we do not let our fogginess be presumed upon. Unless you can undertake to, shall we say, carry off a lady. Those in favor of his carrying off a lady. Those of the contrary opinion. Oh, you are never satisfied. Yes, unless you undertake to carry off a lady, I don't care what lady, today, at once, you shall perish in inconceivable agony.
Carry off a lady? Certainly not on any account. I have the greatest respect for ladies, and I wouldn't do anything of the kind for worlds. No, I'm not that kind of baronet, I assure you. If that's all you've got to say, you'd better get back to your frames.
Very good. Then let the agonies commence.
Don't do that! I can't stand it!
Painful, isn't it? It gets worse by degrees.
Stop it! Stop it, will you? I want to speak!
Better?
Yes, better now.
Do you consent?
Was it such an ungentlemanly thing to do?
As you wish, carry on.
Stop! I can't stand it! I agree! I promise! It shall be done!
Today?
Today!
At once?
At once! I retract! I apologize! I had no idea it was anything like that!
He answers to our call. We do not ask for more. A sturdy fellow after all this latest Ruddigore. A sturdy fellow after all this latest Ruddigore. All perishing unheard of woe and dare our wills defy. We want your pardon ere we go. We want your pardon ere we go for having agonized you so. So pardon us, so pardon us, so pardon us, or die! So pardon us, so pardon us, so pardon us, or die!
I pardon you. I pardon you.
He pardons us, he pardons us, he pardons us, or die! at my wild extravagances. But be so kind to bear in mind,
We were the victims of circumstances. That is one of our blameless dances. I was once an exceedingly odd young lady.
suffering much from spleen and vapors.
Clergymen thought my conduct shady.
She didn't spend much upon linen drapers.
It certainly entertained the gapers. My ways were strange beyond all range.
Paragraphs got into all the papers. We only caught respectable papers. I've given up all my wild proceedings.
My taste for a wandering life is waning.
Now I'm a dab at penny readings.
They are not remarkably entertaining.
A moderate livelihood we're gaining.
In fact, we rule a parochial school.
The duties are dull, but I'm not complaining. This sort of thing takes a deal of training. We've been married a week.
One happy, happy week.
Our new life,
Is delightful indeed.
so calm.
So unimpassioned. Master, I think all this I owe to you. Look, I'm no longer wild and untidy. My face is washed, my hair is combed, my shoes fit.
Margaret, pray restrain yourself. Remember, you are now a district visitor.
Gentle district visitor.
You are orderly, methodical, neat. You have your emotions well under control.
I have. Oh, Master, when I think of all that you've done for me, I fall at your feet. I hug your ankles. I embrace your knees.
Hush, this is not well. This is calculated to provoke remark. Be composed, I beg. No, not mad. It's just that a district visitor should learn to eschew melodrama. Visit the poor, by all means, and give them tea and barley water. But don't do it as if you were administering a bowl of deadly nightshade. And when you go to nurse the sick and find them not quite as well as could be expected, why go into hysterics?
Why not?
Because it's too jumpy for a sick room.
How strange. But Master, how shall I express the owing
Now.
gratitude that Very well, it shan't happen again. But Master, would you like to hear one of Margaret's old faults? Sometimes, when I'm lying awake at night, and the pale moon creeps through the last casement, strange fancies come upon my brain, and I sometimes think that if we could hit upon some word that we might use when our watch reels, some secret word hidden with teeming with hidden meaning, like Pease, that might recall me to my former sane self, for after all, I'm only mad Margaret crazy Meg,
Poor child, she wanders. But soft, someone comes. Margaret, pray recollect yourself of Basingstoke. Margaret, if you don't Basingstoke at once, I shall be seriously angry.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so.
Despard and his young wife, this visit is unexpected.
Shall I fly them? Shall I tear him limb from limb? Shall I rend him thunder or steel?
Basingstoke,
Basingstoke it is.
then make it so. My brother, I still call you brother despite your horrible profligacy. We have come to urge you to abandon the evil course to which you have committed yourself, and at any cost to become a pure and blameless ratepayer.
But I've done no wrong yet.
No wrong! He's done no wrong!
Basingstoke,
Basingstoke it is.
my brother, observe that I still call you brother. You forget that for the last 10 years, in the eye of the law, you have been the bad baronet of Ruddigore. Therefore, you are responsible in the eye of the law for all the atrocities committed by that unhappy gentleman who occupied your place.
I see. Bless my heart, I never thought of that. Was I very bad?
Oh, awful, wasn't he?
And I've been going on like this for how long?
10 years. Think of all the atrocities you have committed during that time, by attorney, as it were. Remember how you trifled with this poor child's affections, how you lifted her hopes on high. Oh, don't cry, my love. Basingstoke, you know, only to trample them in the dust when they were at the very zenith of their fullness. Oh, fie, sir, fie. She trusted you. She?
What a scoundrel I must have been. Yeah, it's all right. Now, Birmingham, you know, Birmingham. Basingstoke, of course it is. Basingstoke. There, it's all right. He's married you now. That is, I've married you. I say, which of us has married her?
Oh, I've married her.
Oh, I'm glad of that. Yes, he's married you now, and anything more disreputable than my conduct seems to have been, I've never even heard of. But my mind is made up. I will defy my ancestors. I will refuse to obey their behests, and thus, by courting death, atone in some degree for the infamy of my career.
Oh, bless you, sir! I knew it!
Basingstoke!
Basingstoke it is.
I ask fully open to my awful situation. I shall go also to Roderic and make him adoration. I shall tell him I've recovered my forgotten moral senses, and I don't get up and take any for any consequences. Now I do not want to perish by the sword of my dagger, but a monarchy, indulgent in the blood, not a swagger, no one or two, compliment my vanity with none of it. I've got tonight a bottle, so it really doesn't matter. 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 So it really doesn't matter.
If I were not a little man generally silly, I should be my advice upon the subject willy-nilly. I'm sure you in a moment of grapple with the question and you really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. On the subject I would rate to be most valuable, little of excellence, and just as letting feel a little better. At present, I'm afraid I am as bad as any, and I'm a sole keeper for myself. My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking out to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was erring, which is just sort of favor homage you I prefer. My existence would have made a rather interesting intellect. I might have lived a night rather decent in the widow, particularly rapid, unintelligible matter isn't generally heard. If it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter.
This particularly rapid, unintelligible matter isn't generally heard. If it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible matter isn't generally heard. If it is, it doesn't matter. Brother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was erring, which is just sort of favor homage you aim for. My sister would have made a rather interesting intellect. I might have lived a night rather decent in the widow, particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter.
This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard. If it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard. If it is, it doesn't matter.
done.
What deed?
She's here, alone, unprotected.
Who?
The maiden had carried her off. I had a hard task, for she fought like a tiger cat.
Haven't I forgotten her? I had hoped to have died on the spot of my crime, but I am foiled again, and by a tiger cat. Produce her and leave us.
Where am I going?
They had her. This is not what I expected.
Well, sir, what would you with me? You have begun bravely, bravely indeed. Unappalled by the calm dignity of blameless womanhood, your minion has torn me from my spotless home and dragged me, blindfolded, shrieking, through hedges, over stiles, and through an altogether difficult country, and left me here, trembling and helpless at your mercy. Yet not helpless, coward, sir, for approach one step, nay, the 20th part of 1 poor inch, and this poniard shall teach ye what it is to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trusty's daughter.
Madam, I am deeply sorry for this. Anything more correct, more deeply respectful than my intentions toward you, it would be impossible for anyone, however particular, to desire.
Bah! I am not to be tricked by smooth word, hypocrite! He warned in time that there are without 100 gallant hearts whose trusty blades would hack him limb from limb who dares to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trusty's daughter.
And this is what it is to embark upon a career of unlicensed pleasure.
Hark ye, miscreant, you have secured me, and I am your poor prisoner. But if you think that I cannot take care of myself, you are very much mistaken. Now then, it's 1 to 1, and may the best man win.
Don't look at me like that. I can't bear it. Roderic, uncle, save me! What's the matter? Have you carried her off? I have. She's there. Look at her. She terrifies me. Little Dunnykins.
Roddy Doddy.
My own old love. How came you here?
This brute, he carried me off bodily, but I'll show him!
Stop! What do you mean by carrying off this lady? Are you aware that once upon a time she was engaged to be married to me? I am angry, very angry indeed. Now I hope this will be a lesson to you in future, not... Hold your tongue. Yes, I will. Have you given him any encouragement?
Huh. Have I given you any encouragement, frankly now? Have I?
No, frankly, you have not. Anything more scrupulously correct than your conduct, it would be impossible to desire. You! Go away. Yes. This is a strange meeting after so many years.
Very. I thought you were dead.
I am. I died 10 years ago.
And are you pretty comfortable?
pretty well. That is, pretty well.
Well, you don't deserve to be, for I loved you all the while, dear. And it made me dreadfully unhappy to hear all your goings on, you bad boy.
Passionately, madly.
As before.
Why,